Hey y'all, I'm Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. For anybody who is popping in new, I do want to say hello to all of my crafty peeps. Did I get mayonnaise on myself? I just wolfed down a sandwich, which is one reason why I waited till the very end. I actually ate the last bite. Yes, coffee. Yes, anyway, what we're going to do today, and this week is going to be busy. Again, we are going out of town this weekend. We're going to be gone for a week, and I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm sorry, but that's what I need to do. I need to record all of this. I do want to let you know that I did contact Spectrum. This is for the folks that were that just stuck with me through the internet issues last week. There is an issue in my area. Okay, so I contacted Spectrum. They checked their computer or whatever on the phone with me and said they couldn't see anything. Hi, Miss Orma. And thank you, Shay. I like the music too. I'm kind of switching things up. And that one is actually something that I found on YouTube Creator Music. And I think I have it in the description. Anyway, I contacted Spectrum. They sent somebody out. He's out. He's in his van. Hadn't even gotten out of the car yet. And he's checking, of course, the things. That's apparently one of the first things he does. So when he does get out, he was able to tell me at that point, it's in my area. It's not necessarily can't, because we're not actually alive right now. So, okay. Put that back up. Hi guys, I'm Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. I am right now recording as I am live because I'm having some internet issues. That way I have something to re-upload should the internet continue to go in and out like it has been doing for the last, several weeks. I have contacted Spectrum, which is my internet provider. They're supposed to be working on it. They haven't notified me that they're working on it, but the guy that came out on Saturday said that he was going to make sure that it got taken care of. So we're going to look. I am trying to be live now. Hello, Miss Ann. Let me turn everything back on so you guys can see the things. So I turned off the horizontal chat and I'm turning it back on, and now I'm turning back on the effects. So there we go. You should be able to see all the things again. I decided to start the recording over. And so now I'm going to have something to be able to upload should this not work out. I do want to be here for y'all. I want to have a lot of fun. The easiest way to so now I'm going to have something to be able to upload should this not work out. I do want to be here for y'all. I want to have a lot of fun. The easiest way to get the best kitty. The easiest way to get the best video is, of course, going to be if I just do recording, but I like hanging out with y'all, and I know that y'all want to be here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a twofer. So if you at any point, we have a new release of one thing. I'm going to check the website and see if Spellbinders has updated it yet, because I've been checking all morning and it hasn't been showing up as being available. And I'm like, what time was this supposed to be up? It is on the coming soon page, but it's not showing up as being available yet. So let me go ahead and just show you the coming soon page real quick. I don't know that I've got that corrected yet. Let me see. I want it to be right display. We're going to see if this one is set up right. I didn't test that yet. Yay, it is the right page. So this is the coming soon section of Spellbinders website. What's supposed to be on here right now is it's supposed to be under new arrivals. I also see that the new arrivals for August have not been listed on there yet, but those don't normally come out until the 10th. However, we're having a new release. Nerdy round 3. Honey, I love you guys, and I am so sorry that it keeps on going in and out like that. Right now, my kbps is really, really low, so I know I'm having issues. If it keeps doing like this, then I may have to cancel the other day. I've got 2 more daytime live streams I'm planning on doing this week. Planning on going live today with the Lisa Horton collection. Tomorrow, where's my list? I have a notebook. I've been die cutting this morning to get prepared. Now I don't know where my notebook is. Anywho, because I probably moved it out of the way so I wouldn't have it up on my desk. Oh, here we go. So today we have Lisa Horton. Fabulous. Tomorrow I'm going live at 5 o'clock, the normal time. We're going to be going live with Miss Elizabeth Costa-Rogers, and we're going to be doing something Halloween-y. On Wednesday, it is the 6th of the month, which means that you'll be able to order things from the club kits if you choose to. So I'm doing another live stream. We're going to be playing with some more of the club kits. And then on Thursday, I decided to do another live because it turns out I'm going to still be here instead of being on the road like I thought I was. So we're going to play with North Pole Friends from Simon Hurley. So we're going to go ahead and finish up that collection on Thursday. And then I have a lot of things to record and everything for the next week. I know I'm planning on having a video show up on Friday. Okay. That one's probably going to be either noon or 1. And then we have one on Sunday because I want to show y'all all the new releases. So it's going to be a new release reveal. And then on Monday of next week, have a video for Pear Blossom Press. So cute. Anyway, have a video for that. I've already got that one uploaded. I just need to write the blog post for it. So I've got a lot of things off camera that I need to do. I have to do some recording this week. And all of this needs to be done before we leave on Friday morning, first thing. Anyhow. This page right now on the Coming Soon will let you see the things that are going to be available from Lisa Horton. It's supposed to be available today, so I'm going to say check back. I do believe I'm going to just double check the description and check that. Where's my edit button? There we go. There should be, I'm going to check my link in there. Come on. I moved things to different spots and now they're giving me problems. Okay, I'm going to pull up my visual supply list just to confirm it's got all the things on there, which it should. It should. So here's the collection. It is all on there. So as soon as it is available, y'all should have access to it. If it doesn't work, let me know and I will fix a link. I discovered that apparently a link had changed on the Pear Blossom Press website. So when someone clicked one of my links in an email this week, it didn't go to anything. So I fixed it yesterday. Hey, Miss Terry Cooper. And Accelerated, what's the name? Accelerated 67 just followed our channel. Fabulous.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
Well, thank you so much. That is so super sweet of you. I appreciate it. Anyway, this is what our new collection looks like. It's going to be super fun and everything works. Again, another collection where everything works great together. So first off, we've got, I'm going to open these up in new tabs so you can see all of the things. And let's see, do I have everything? I have that. Yeah, I have all of these. You're going to be able to make a lot of cards with a lot of different elements from a lot of different things. Okay, so this first one is the Lots of Circles stencil, and internet is issuing. I just remembered your email saying that you were on. Well, thank you so much, Ruth. And I have to say, I have to say this. Thank you, Shay. Shay has, I absolutely love you, but I never so much. I have to say this. Thank you, Shay. I absolutely love you. And I think live or something. Anyway, well, I'm happy to. We're on with you were in the chat with. That's fabulous too. So this one is words. Lots of circles. We've got 2 stencils. One has got big circles. The other one's got all these little circles to give a nice, fun, textured background. So that is fun. Then we've got lots of stripes. And I am, of course, thinking candy canes. And this just looks so cute. And, okay, this one makes a great shaker card. Hello, Miss Nancy. Welcome in. I like that. I like Kitty. This is actually from a new Simon Hurley one that is coming out soon. So that's super cute. Okay, and then next up, we've got little birdies. So I did die cut all of these guys out. I'm sorry, Anne. I can't do anything about it, hon. I'm just going to... okay, so Anne just said that you are very much in and out right now. We already know my internet is crap right now. They're supposed to be working on it. It is not working right now very well. So I am recording this. I probably need to put a banner up. Do I have... I'm going to put a banner up. Ignore how big this is going to be to begin with while I am adding it. Internet. It's going to say this. Okay, so when you talked about something about... Oh, I was saying thank you because I miss you. And then, of course, I said that as the internet is out. Okay. Okay, so okay, so it's smaller, because you can't see it because it's white right now. So let me change that to, let's go with, if I go with black, you're not going to be able to see it either on my desk. Okay, we are recording internet issues on the live. Replay will be posted after the live stream on YouTube. I'm going to put that right up there, so hopefully y'all can see it. That way you know you don't have to continue telling me that it's messing up, because I know it's messing up. Okay, and y'all probably didn't hear anything that I said, but because it looks like at this moment, for you guys watching the replay, it looks like the internet has dropped again. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get started pretty quick though. I did go ahead and die cut out the little birdies. There is a chart on here, which I have printed out so I know it. There is this diagram. There is this diagram to show how to put everything together. So I printed that out for everything that I'm going to be using. So we've got the little birdies and they are so cute. And then we've got the Christmas foliage, which also has one of those diagrams for their recommended assembly. This is a bunch of foliage for Christmas, meaning you could use it any which way you want to. And then we have the essential stars. Someone last week was asking me about stars for a shaker. This is going to be a great way for you to be able to do that. I mentioned then that I did not have stars to be able to, nested stars to be able to make a shaker. Now I do. Now I do, because I do have this set. So you can make a shaker card with this because you're able to make those cute little frames. Okay. Then we have, yes, there's more. This one is called Bow and Bell Scallop Frame. And it's got a bunch of pieces in there. And I pulled this one out and started die cutting some of the things out. It's like, you know what? The only thing I'm going to die cut out right now is a couple of bows and a couple of bells. Because the rest of it is layers that you can use in tons of ways on your card to give those different levels. This is going to create a lot of different matting layers. So you can have a lot on there. You could use one or two. It's going to be easy, though, to add any of those there. Then we've got 2 sentiment sets. This first one is the Merry Sentiments. Welcome in, Miss Vanessa. Reminder, I do know that I do know that there are internet issues, so I am recording this and I will be uploading it after the live stream. So if you've missed anything, if the internet goes out, we will have a copy of it that you can go back and watch later. But thank you to everybody who's coming to hang out with me at this point. Ruth Miser, howdy. Okay, yay. I'm still able to see the chat, which is really cool, but I am not happy that the internet keeps going out, and I think I'm going to contact them again and say, hey, what is the plan, and are you actually working on it? Because Jose, who came out on Saturday, said he was going to do this. but I have not gotten a notification that they're actually working on anything. Okay, so this one is Mary and then a bunch of sentiments, and I will show you those. There are dies to cut out things as well.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
Mary and there are well
to bring you back to our show.
Dan. Cows and bows is what popped into my head. Goodness gracious. Okay, so we've got Mary, and then we've got the same thing with Christmas. So we've got a ton of sentiments. We've got 2 different sentiment sets, and it's going to be fabulous. Those are all of the things, but you want to see them in person. So we're going to do that next. And I need to adjust. Yeah, I'm using my fun mouse pad. That is not zooming like I tell it to. Because of the internet issues, I've also had a few different issues with trying to get my different pieces of software to work together because most of them go through internet. Okay, zoom. Is that the right one? Is it even connecting? It's not even connecting. Okay, welcome in, and thank you so much for GenZ472 for following the channel. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate that. Okay, much for GenZ472 for following the channel. Thank you so much, hon. Okay, I don't know why. Come on. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Weirdest thing, and now I need to change the color again because even the blue you cannot see that. So let's change that to white. I'll just have to change it every once in a while if I change screens. Hey, Miss Adeline, welcome in, honey. Norma says, I spent so much money at this summit. Can't wait to get all my stuff. That's fabulous. You're going to have so much fun. I didn't get a chance to watch everything, so I'm going to be watching more of it next week while I am out of the loop. I am going to try to get videos up for you guys to see. So here's the first one I was talking. One of the ones I was talking about. This one is the bow and bell scallop frame. So you've got multiple layers you can create with this. And we have some stitched ones. So these are not A2 size. Let me bring out an A2 size panel. These are smaller than A2. But this means that it'll be able to fit right in there and give you that border around that I like so much. But this one is for scallops. Then this one is, the next one down is rounded corners rectangle that fits right inside. Then we have one that is a rounded corner and stitched, fits right inside. And then we have another one that's rounded corners and stitched. And then we've got our bells and bows. So if you were to use all of them, that's how they would stack up. My thought is you don't really need to use all of them, but you can use as little or as much as you want, depending on what you're wanting to do. Okay. This I think would also work well. Let me see if it fits. I think it would fit. Here's one of the sentiments that we did from last week. This was a stamp. And I went ahead and did a couple more and did them with embossing. So if we used, well, let me see if it fits. I think it would fit. Here's one of the sentiments that we did from last week. This was a stamp. And I really don't have much stitching. Okay, so that's one. That's one set. And I have cut out some bows and bells. And I did cut out the one in the middle, mostly because I wanted to use the silver. And I didn't want to waste the whole panel. So I cut out the middle with the intent of using the middle, and then I saw, oh, that looks nice. I like that. So I didn't actually do that. So we've got those to start off with. So that one again is bow and bells. We've got, which one do I want to show next? Well, here's the stars. I did not cut out any of the stars because at the point when I started doing a little bit with the frames, like, you know what? It's so easy. I don't really need to cut all those things. I can cut out as I need them. Same thing goes for the stars. So you can do, like I said before, this one is one you could make a shaker card with if you use two of the dies. But yeah, you can do much more with that. I mean, who doesn't love stars, right? This one is the foliage, and I cut out 2 large panels. I've cut out 2 of everything. Hello, kitty. So I cut out 2 of everything. This is also all of the Christmassy stuff, so you know what that means? That means you can use, all you really need is 1 or 2 of this style of snail, this style of dies to be able to do a lot of extra foliage for basically anything you're doing. Because a lot of times, you know that you've got everything together, but it kind of needs something. So you can add that as just an extra little embellishment. Great for all of your Christmas cards. We've got the little, oh God, we've got Santa, and has Adeline been naughty or nice?
Ho, ho, ho!
Okay, great. Looks like she has been nice. You still can't see the thing. I need to move it again. There. Below the glare. That glare is from one of my lights. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. I'm going to say that's good enough. I'm not going to do that. Okay. I could take more time and put like a border around it and stuff. I know, Jay, absolutely. I love all Spellbinders stuff. I absolutely love Spellbinders stuff. It's the thing. It's the thing. They are my favorite, and Nancy is saying, I'm loving all the little characters. Yep. So this one is the little birdies. I also printed out, I think twice, how to assemble everything so I know what everything is. Yeah, I did twice. Did one in black and white, forgot that I had done it, and they cut another one in color. So this is what's on your packaging. The Christmas foliage die, possibly wreath. You could make a wreath with that. Absolutely. All you basically need is a circle to be. The Christmas foliage die, possibly wreath. You could make a wreath with that. Absolutely. All you basically need is a circle to be able to do a round wreath. But this, what all the pieces. What's that? I didn't know what that was. And what that is, that's their legs and their beaks. They're just tiny little eyes. Qualify. Shay, I don't know what you're talking about. Qualify, honey. And then she took her message away. I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, we've got the little birdies, and that was the only one that's characters in this set. So we've got one thing of characters, we've got one thing of lots of foliage, and then we've got lots of bits to make all sorts of quality. Internet quality sucks. I know. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, then we've got the stars, we've got the bows and the bells and all those borders, and then we've got this one. And this one makes stripes. So you can do I don't remember that thing winking. Did I turn that on? I may have to go back and look. Anyway, we've got diagonal stripes, we've got horizontal stripes, and we've got a little frame to go around it. So this basically means you can swap them out with the frame, or you can cut them out without any frame. Adeline likes the stars. I'm liking all the things, to be quite honest. So I have done quite a bit of die cutting. I did not cut out these or the frames. I cut out these bits. So first thing I think I want to do is we want to play with our little birdies. You guys know from the way I tend to do most of my cards, or a lot of my cards, I don't necessarily have an idea in my head as to what I want it to look like. So I need a focal image, or oh no, Spellbinders is quality. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to know more about that, I would say go back and watch the recent video that is on Giannis Magula's channel, her and Denzel talking about needing help for the tariffs. This was Cards for Congress, I think is what she's calling it. And she's asking for cards from all of us card makers to go to our representatives in Congress. This is for the US, to try to help get an exception on the tariffs. Apparently they did this ages ago behind the scenes, and it actually went through. So that helps our prices stay down if they're able to keep the prices on, if they're able to keep the tariffs down or any other expenses that go into running the business and creating the products. If they can keep those prices down for them, that means our prices stay down too. All companies, doesn't matter what company it is, any extra expense that anybody adds on, whether it is government or somebody price gouging or something, doesn't matter. All companies at some point, they can't just absorb all the costs. They have to raise the prices just to stay in business, especially some of the smaller companies. And although Spellbinders is pretty big for our standards, they're not big as in super big like a lot of the other big manufacturing companies like car manufacturers and that sort of thing. So they definitely need our help. Okay, I'm going to start off. I actually decided to cut these out and then get out my markers. So I have all of my... Yes, I know. Stephanie is saying that the stripes would make a great candy cane background. Absolutely. I'm thinking it would look fabulous with any colors. It would look good white on white. It would look good any colors mixed together. It would look good with glitter, without glitter, with foil, all the things. So I do have a section. First off, I die cut everything out, and then I put a layer of Post-it tape on the back to try to hold all the pieces in so I can keep everything together and so that I can go ahead and get this colored with my markers. Okay, that is one way of die cutting. You guys see me do a lot where I'm trying to use up my scraps. Today, I really didn't have the time because I got too many things I need to get done. So I'm just going back to old school white cardstock, and then I'm just going to color these in with my markers. I also have a strip which was not intentional, but I have a strip over here to the side so I can see what colors I'm working with. I always recommend swatching it out, and that's a good use of your scraps too. I'm going to start off with my branches, and this is just going to be some quick and easy coloring on that. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just putting the side of my marker down and just adding color to the branches. And I'm going to try to get some in those cracks though, because one thing, if you do it like this, sometimes you're going to miss part of it because it's around that edge. So I'm going to try not to miss too much. And I also try to group things somewhat together. Like I got to have a bunch of the black things. Not on this one. It must be on a different one. Oh, it's on a different one. I did group the different things that are all black on another die set that I was cutting out this morning. I told you, I've been just die cutting this morning. Yesterday was all about getting notifications and emails set up to go out to you guys. So you will be getting all of those this week to let you know that I'm going live. So you'll get reminders if you're on my email list. If you are subscribed to my channel, make sure your notifications are turned on. And another thing that I didn't realize that I did not have turned on mine. Did you know that there's a second way for notifications? You turn on the notifications, and then you have to tell your PC to send you those notifications. That's the little bottle, that pop-up that pops up from the bottom of your screen to say, hey, somebody went live, when you're not necessarily logged into YouTube. I turn that off. And then I forget to turn it off on my laptop because it irritates me when I'm doing something where I'm not going to be watching. What I need to do is I need to have it turned on here and then see if I can mute it while I'm recording or live or something. And on my laptop, I need to have it turned off because at 8 o'clock at night, I don't want to look at those things. But that's the only way you're going to actually get your notifications like that. Now, I also have... it automatically goes to Discord. So if you have your Discord loaded on your machine, even if you don't have it popped up, you should get notifications too when something happens on there. I have noticed that sometimes those are late. Okay. Emails are probably going to be the most accurate. I don't know if I didn't set up anything to go to Instagram. I have to do that for the rest of them. Okay. Tangia party. Miss Terry Cooper's doing a Tangia party. Okay, so we've got our brown, and this one is Y12 mahogany. So that color is mahogany. I'm not sure what colors I want to do with my little birdies, which is one reason why I didn't get started ahead of time. This is what they look like again. So we can have both of the birds the same color and looking the same, or we could have them in different colors. I'm kind of leaning towards either red or green for their scarf and... Oh, is that what that is? Is that a... I don't know. It looks like they've got... Oh, okay. I just saw something. This little piece right there, the one that's round with a stick coming off of it, she's wearing earmuffs. Isn't that cute? Okay, Shay says no. Danielle says hello. I don't know what Shay said no about, but I am leaning towards either red or green. Could do blue. That's another reason why I didn't cut out any of the other pieces, because if I put this on one of the other backgrounds, I kind of need them to go together. So, colors, guys. What colors are you guys thinking? Red and green is traditional. Blue and silver and purple, depending on the shades of them, can be somewhat traditional. What are y'all thinking? And I know there's some people that are going to say purple, but I've been doing a lot of purple lately. Don't want to do orange. Orange is not really Christmassy. Let's go with... I think I'm going to go with green. Actually, I could go ahead and do the green for... Let me get my darker green. The green for the leaves, and then I could decide on... Jen has got little... Is that purple and red birds? I'm looking to see blue and purple. See, on up at the top, it's purple and red. In the chat, it looks like blue and gray. I don't know. Adeline says gold and red. So having maybe gold as one of the... Circling crayons. Hey, circling crayons. Got any sparkly blue? Actually, I do have... We're going to do something with sparkly blue at some point anyway. Because let me show you what I did when I was cutting out the bows. I actually have two different colors. These are glitter foam. Speaking of foam, I'm ticked off. Somebody... The only other person that's been in my house is Todd, and I don't think he did it, but somebody must have snuck in here and stole my foam. I'm glad I've got some on order, but it's not going to be here till either Wednesday or Thursday, so that irritates me. So I'm having to find other brands, and I'm probably going to wind up using at some point Pear Blossom Press, which is the double thick that I save for shakers. Okay, I'm going to color my leaves. So these little guys are leaves. Told you I've already looked at the pictures. By the way, I am going to try to keep this as a somewhat short live stream. So if there's anybody that you know would want to be in here with us that is not here yet, go ahead and send them a message and say, hey, come hang out with us. Because I am going to try to keep this fairly short. Is foam working? I didn't see it pop up, but I didn't look. So I don't know. I heard it. Did the pop-up show up? Okay, so all of our leaves are dark green. Foam thief, I know, right? I mean, and I didn't notice it until yesterday while I was recording a video. I was recording a summit video, and I'm wanting to add foam, and I thought, I'm going to add foam to the bottom of the panel and put that onto the card base. And you know what? I couldn't do it because I didn't have my thin foam, and I do it. Because I didn't end up pulling out another roll of foam that is, I think, a little bit thicker and more narrow, but did not use that to put it on the back. So Adeline says that she did it. Yes, it did. Okay. Yes, it did. Okay, it did. It did. She didn't say another roll of foam with that girl. That girl. She says that foam is not life. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it, but so we've got those. This one is, I'm just saying it for video. These are also Ohuhu Bahama series markers. So it's the brush and chisel tip. And this one is Y140 and it's called Nugget. And then the green that I used is G1. I can't read that. Can you? And it is emerald green. Okay, emerald green. Next we have the scarves. And somebody was saying they like the idea of blue and silver. So I'm going to do some blue, I think. See, this one is sky blue. That would be pretty for the scarf. So this right here is the scarf for one of our birds. And to me it looks a little bit purpley, which is probably why it's a PB. I kind of understand their numbering system, kind of, sort of. So we've got that, and I'm gonna do, okay, so this one needs to stay white because this little dot here, the bigger one, goes on the earmuff. And then we just need the band, which also explains why they're colored like this. So the hat and the earmuff are both on the same die. So what they did is they cut that one out of red to be for both of the birds. Okay. I could do blue on the other birds. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do sky blue for both. There we go. So now we've got it for our, and this one again is sky blue and it's PB1. Everybody is still saying hello, and Terry Cooper put a bunch of possums in the chat and I didn't even notice it. So now we've got their wings and their bodies and their boots. So since we went with the blue for the scarf and the earmuffs, I think we should have their boots be the same blue so it all matches. And then these two pieces are their eyes. So let me grab out a black. And that's number 120. Yeah, 120. I'm looking at this to see. I am looking at it to see, making sure that I'm coloring the right things, the right colors. Otherwise, I got to recut them out. Okay, so we've got that. And then we have snow. We also have the little, I don't know, it's not really a bench. It's kind of like a little baby wall. So we've got a little wall here that the birds can be standing on. Or of course you could put them up in the tree or whatever. And I have not decided where I want everything, so I'm going to color everything. Those are staying white. So the only things that we need, I could put a little bit of gray on some of the snowy bits. Colors this one. That's not gray, that's a pink. That one's cool gray. Do I want cool? Yeah, cool gray would go best, I think, because we've got cool colors. So this one is cool gray number 2. And you can barely see it. So I'm going to add this one. I think I may just leave out, because then I can color the white bits just a little bit before I put them on, so I can make sure the shadows are in the right spot. So I'm going to use that one. And then Idlite goes back and forth with the repeats, huh? You get the same sequence over and over again. That's an internet thing, hun. So sorry about that. Catch the replay. I'm going to say it again. Go ahead and catch the replay if it continues to do that. I'm hoping that the internet will clear up. And I watched the ones from last week and the resolution was so bad, there's no way I could have watched it. So I am going to say it again. Make sure that you go back and watch the replay on the clear one. Watched it. So I am going to say it again. Make sure that you play on the clear. There's no yellow on the. I don't want it to yellow on this note. Okay, so for birdies, I'm kind of thinking I want them to be white. Let's make them white. So I will use this light gray, this one again is warm, cool gray number 2. So I'm going to use that on the birds. And let's do that from the top, I think. I'm just going to do this on both of them, just adding a little bit of shadow up at the top and then underneath where their wings are. And then I'm going to come in with my colorless blender. And this is basically going to just kind of blend them out a little bit. The colorless blender is basically just their alcohol solution without any pigment in it. So that makes it so that the ink that you do put down, the pigment you put down, can kind of bleed out into this because it's got that liquid there. Okay, now I think I'm about ready to start assembling. And maybe I'll do the wings, I think, in this other gray. So they're going to be a little darker. And I'll probably do a little darker on the bottom of two of them. On both, yeah, bottom of them. Although it's kind of blending in, you can't really see it. I may need to get a darker one. Okay, so I think we're ready to start putting these guys together. And yeah, I told you I just used a little bit of Post-it tape behind there, so that's going to make it so easy to get everything assembled right. Glue, that's what I need. All I know is Spectrum's better get their act. Terry Cooper. She says, all I know is Spectrum better get their act together, because if I miss the first Halloween card live, there's going to be more Halloween cards. And by the way, I'm not gonna tell you a secret, but I do have something scheduled coming up really soon. That's going to be some new Halloween product. Okay. And you're going to love the latter part of the month. Starting on the 19th, we're going to be doing, this is coming out. We're going to be doing Craft-A-Ween Advent Calendar, 13 Days of Halloween. So every day there will be either a live stream or a video from the 19th through the 30th. So the last part of the month, yeah, pretty much as soon as I get back, there's going to be a live stream pretty much every single, or there's going to be a Halloween video of some sort every single day. Because yes, I got the Advent calendar, and I think you guys should have seen that. If you missed it, that video went up on Friday, I think. Kind of a little sneak peek. Okay, so these little white snowbirds, they're going to be perfect. Okay.